What's up, advanced math students? First time in the 8th grade textbook, section 2-1, 1 through 7, problem number 9A, and number 13. Here is your textbook work. Problem number 1, isolate the variable term, then isolate the variable. Number 2, a little more difficult here. It had fractions in it. I tried to get rid of the fractions by multiplying through by the common denominator. Sorry, the lowest common denominator, which is 16. So let me help you out here. What I'm doing is I'm multiplying each one of those terms by 16. You can do some work off to the side for each one of those terms. The result would be, if I had 16 of those, I would get 2x. If I had 16 of those, I would get negative 64. And if I did 16 times 15/16, I would get 15. If you don't understand that, always send me an email or chime in during a lecture. Anyways, x's value would be 39.5. You could write it as a decimal or a mixed number. Number 3, this is when on a two-step equation, you have something that's recurring over and over again, that gets the variable, and something that happens one time. So if you were to rent a car, the way that it works is you pick the price of the car and then you pay the mileage on some rental agreements. So over and over and over again, the recurring thing that's happening is you're paying 50 cents per mile. So the cost of this car equals the daily $38.34 charge plus the recurring 50 cents per mile. Now, I changed 50 cents per mile to half of $1 per mile, and I just ended up putting the 2 here. Anyways, you could solve it any way you want. I did that thing that we did. I distributed by the common denominator. You could solve it the old-fashioned way. Anyways, you should get 123 miles, or 123 32/100ths of a mile is how far you can drive that rental car. Number 4 was the table problem. Number 5 was the snack problem. Number 6, one of my favorite problems on 2-1, because you're beginning to learn that you have to simplify your expressions before you can start solving the equation. Meaning, instead of saying 7 x-rays plus 11 x-rays, I simplified that to 18 x-rays. Once each expression is simplified, the 18x, there's no math I can do with that. The 144, there's no math I can do with that. Then you can go through the procedure of what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So in order to isolate my variable, I divided both sides by x's coefficient. Number 7, such a good problem. The total board was 132 inches. They said the short, you cut the board into 2 pieces. There was a short piece and a long piece. The longer piece was 3 times the length of the short piece. So because they didn't tell us the length of the short piece, as an algebra student, if you don't know the number, you put a letter. So I chose the variable x. The longer piece was 3 times the length of the short piece, so 3x. And I hope you agree that the short piece plus the long piece gives you the total. Again, just like in this problem, 132 is going to equal 1x plus 3x. Well, let's combine those. Let's simplify that to 4x. And from there, in order to get x by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by x's coefficient. And the short piece is 33 inches. Number 9, that was kind of a straightforward two-step equation problem. And then number 13. Lots of ways to do number 13. This is just the way that I chose to do 13. You might need to zoom in. I hope this helped. Otherwise, you can always ask me questions during a lecture. Okay. Good luck, everybody.